What do you use to remind yourself that everything isn't that bad? I remember that Yahoo hasn't given up, so why should I? Reminds me of a saying that I used to repeat to myself occasionally. If Internet Explorer is brave enough to ask to be your default browser, you can be brave enough to ask that girl out. I found this absolutely hilarious, and one time it actually gave me the courage to ask somebody out. Lol. I'm not homeless anymore, my chronic illness is in remission, so I can feed myself and even work outside the house. Life is good. I think about all the natural wonders, all the organisms, both beautiful and terrifying, that inhabit this earth with me. I think about the fact that no matter how bad things seem on our pale blue dot, the cosmos are massive, complex, and new stars are still being born in stellar nurseries all the time. I also like to think of my life from a historical context. Needed a root canal a few weeks ago and was pretty bummed about it till I remember that old-timey dentistry was whiskey and some dude with a steady hammering hand. Hardcore History and other such shows are also excellent workout motivation. Smile, my ancestors used to have to be ready to throw down and scrap. This bike ride to the grocery store is a cakewalk comparatively, and it's good for me too. That despite the fact I suffer kidney failure and am on dialysis 3 days a week. I remind myself that I'm at least still alive and can still be with my family. Many other serious illnesses don't give that luxury. Would like to point out I'm from UK for those who have asked. Scotland to be more specific. I have a roof over my head. Yeah man, we're not all that lucky. You have silver over your comment, and who is the rich guy that is giving awards? I text a friend and see if they want to have dinner. We plan something and cook it with a good drink, then another, repeat as necessary. Life feels pretty good after a few drinks and dinner with friends. Also, I get to try out a lot of new recipes. What are these friends you speak of? I learned in college the danger of having friends you also work with, so now I pretty much just don't have friends I can just invite over. That experiences with people is what matters most, not money or material. What if experiences with people is the problem? I think about the fact that all things considered I'm reasonably healthy and there's no warrant out for my arrest. Yet. I can die later. The world is going to kill me whether I like it or not, so why not stick around for a few more decades and see what happens? In some ways it's comforting to know I don't have to do this forever and I don't have to kill myself. Curiosity and things to look forward to. Even TV shows, games, movies, or visits from relatives. I always pick something to look forward to. I've heard that's a really good strategy for people struggling with suicidal thoughts. Pick 1 or 2 things that are coming out weeks or months from now. A new game, book, movie, whatever, and remind yourself that you will miss out on that one thing if you go through with it. It's the little things that keep us going, and it's the little things that are often the most important. My cat pretty much instinctively knows when I'm down. He gets very cuddly and won't leave my side if I'm upset. My fiancé always says that he must be a loved one reincarnated. That's so cute. I had a stroke a couple of weeks ago, only 27 and no health explanation for the event. And while I was in the hospital walking down the hall with my good old buddy Winston, what I named my IV drip machine pumping me with blood thinner, an older gentleman across the hall saw me and told his nurse I was far too young to be in the ICU. He had a little plastic pumpkin for Halloween and not much else, so he asked the nurse to give it to me. I never found out which patient gave me that pumpkin, but since the stroke, whenever things get stressful I look at it, now sitting on my desk at work, and remember that everything is okay. I plan on keeping my little plastic stroke pumpkin for the rest of my life, however long or short it may be. High school is almost over and a new chapter of my life is about to start. Smile. As someone that just graduated HS and is in a college right now. Don't take high school for granted if you enjoy it. Those are times I look back on when the going gets rough here. Trust me, it does, but the best thing I've done here in college is do what makes me happy. Whatever you love to do. Keep doing it. College is hard. It's so different than high school. Make new friends, do irresponsible shit, become friends with your professors. Pro tip. It's just a different life than what you're used to, and that's okay. Live it up. Don't let it suck. It's what you make of it. That I'm still breathing. After 2 suicide attempts, I haven't had a negative thought like that in a long fucking time, a year to be exact. I haven't had a drink in a few weeks, and yeah, I'm starting back at a job that I lost a few years ago. Surprised that they're giving me another shot. Also, it's winter, but it's been so beautiful the last week, and when my husband gets off work, we're gonna go down to the water and just kick it. I'm so glad you failed both times. Happy to hear you're doing so much better. My youngest daughter Emma. She is 1.5 years old and just knows how to enjoy every second of life. She wakes with a smile and goes to bed grinning while holding her Winnie the Pooh. She falls while walking and just dusts herself off and keeps going. Every time she hears a motorcycle she says, "Ooh," and then vroom vroom. While signing motorcycle. My niece is a year and a half old. Her amazement and being so fucking happy at the simple wonders of the world never fail to amaze me. She came to my home to visit a few odd weeks back, and she is a water baby. I pick her up, run some water in the sink, and put her in the sink. You would have thought I handed her the keys to heaven. She had an absolute fucking blast, splashing around and laughing and giggling at me. It reminds me when times get me down, think on that and it'll guarantee to make me smile. My mom, she died from cancer at the age of 48 while my sister was addicted to heroin. My dad was cheating on her and was going through bankruptcy. Regardless, she still showed people so much kindness and was a fantastic woman who was always smiling. I have depression and my life isn't so great right now, but I always tell myself that it can get better and that if my mom could live day to day with a smile on her face, so can one, and one feel more people going through a terrible time can really use an example like her to at least give them a little push in the right direction. That I am not part of all the horror that is going on in the world. I am not part of all the by their parents abused teenagers. I am not living in an area where there is war, hunger and no education. I have the extreme benefit of living in a good neighborhood, without any criminal activity. In general, I just compare myself to all the people in my age who have it way worse. Then I realize how lucky I am. How good everything really is. I'm with you, but unfortunately this thought process just makes me depressed about how utterly horrific life is for so many of my fellow humans. Frown. Just the fact that dogs exist. They are these animals that are about as perfect as a creature can get. A dog will never cheat on you, it'll never cut you off in traffic and give you the finger, it'll never pass you over for that promotion, it'll never make fun of your weight. Your dog thinks you look fantastic in that outfit that you bought but were kinda nervous to wear because it's not your usual look. Dogs are the best. What did we ever do to deserve dogs? Honestly, nothing. Everything is really, really shitty. I grew up in a country that didn't prepare me for my future life, with parents that didn't support my passions and left me nothing. My dad is dead, left nothing. My mom won't assist with anything and offers little to no emotional support. So I'm in a dead-end career I don't enjoy, because I had to choose at 18 the future of my life, and I wasn't informed by anyone on how important it really was. Then everything else is a mess. Been fucked over by cops, people at work. I've never felt like anyone was on my side, just feels like everyone on this planet is an enemy. Only thing that keeps me going is my love for music and my hope I can become a music producer or somehow start my own business. This whole thread is reminding me that life is not always so bad. Thank you, heart. Same. I'm in a deep depressive state from my bipolar and these are all pretty uplifting.